Hey, do you think we can turn the house lights on? I want to see these beautiful people. I want to lay my eyes on all these beautiful commoners. A room full of poor people. What could be better?
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's better.
There you are. I'm so sorry, our time got cut into a little bit. It's going to take a little while to bring everybody in, so...
That's fine.
So I'm glad you're here. We'll just chill a little bit until everybody gets in here. How's that? Are you having a good day?
Oh yeah! Woo!
I am having a wonderful day because we threw the football around outside. Who is all here? There he is. Yeah, Winry. Maka is There's Maka!
Your dad loves you.
We had so much fun, you guys. It was a blast. Thanks for everybody coming out that was out. Sailor, yes. Sing. This would be a great room to sing a song in, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
Because you have all that echo, right? You've got all that. Is there a... Hey, there's my paisan at the soundboard there. Do you have reverb on your board? We kind of have a natural delay going here, but... Give it up for Andre! He is my favorite. How we doing? Ooh, I think everybody's seated. Excellent. I'm just coming down here. Is that all right?
Yep, that's fine.
It's much more fun down here with you guys. For those of you that got dragged in here, like, who's this guy? Who's the dude with the puffy hair? Nobody. My name is Vic, and let's say it together. Mignogna.
Mignogna.
It's nowhere near as scary as it looks. Well, anybody here ever go to Italy? Anybody ever been to Italy? Okay, you know my second favorite experience in Italy? My last name is Mignogna. It looks like Mignogna. But it's actually Mignon. If you were in Italy, it's Mignogna. Okay? Now, I live in one of the largest cities in the country. And I am the only Mignogna in the phone book. Like, it's a pretty weird name, right? So I went to Italy, and I woke up one morning in Rome, in the hotel, and I went downstairs to the lobby of the hotel to wait for the tour to start. And just for the fun of it, to kill some time, I picked up a phone book in the lobby in a hotel in Rome. And there were pages of Mignognas. And I'm like, oh, Madonna, I'm home. It's good to be home. Huh? But that's why I want to play Italy. Because I'm Italian. The pasta. Pasta! Wow, Italia. Haven't talked about that in a long time. Anyway, for those of you that don't know, I'm just a voice actor, a very old, tired voice actor. But I've been doing this a long time. I've done over 300 different animated series, video games, and I'm very happy to be here. Colossal is one of my favorite events. You guys, I have some major memories about Colossal. Some great memories. And I've been doing this show so long, and every year, I just want to take this time to thank you. Every year, I come and I think, this is going to be the year that nobody gives a crap. You know, this is going to be the year that, like, nobody's going to show up for autograph sessions or Q&A sessions. And you guys constantly thrill my heart and make me so grateful that you guys come and hang out with me and come and say hello. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys.
Woo!
Before we get started, taking some questions. Thank you. You like these pants? Who said that? God bless you. These are the kind of pants you can only wear at a convention. You get away with this on the street, you know. But before we get started with questions, let me kind of let you know kind of stuff that I'm working on right now. Probably some questions will be, what are you working on right now? So clearly, many of you may know about Ruby. Yeah. We love Uncle Crow. But working on season 6 of Ruby. I am so glad that they did not kill him. Season 4, at the end of season 4, I was like, oh, would you better not. Oh my gosh, I was kind of worried. But Ruby and how many of you Full Metal Panic fans? How many of you are even old enough to remember Full Metal Panic? It's so cool that Chris Batten is here because Chris and I did Full Metal Panic 15 years ago. And then suddenly they decided, somebody somewhere decided to make another season of Full Metal Panic. And so we're back to getting to play these characters again from after so many years. So that's been really fun. There's another show called Bungo Stray Dogs. Oh, you know about that one? I love you. I'm playing a character named Rompo, and he's fun. And let's see, Twin Star Exorcists. That one is about to come out. I'm also getting to do some directing, and I nerded out yesterday in the hallway because I saw some cosplayers from Judy Tyson. How many of you have seen Judy Tyson? Please go home, the rest of you, and watch it. It's the greatest show. 12 episodes, it's easy to watch, it's really a cool show. And I saw several cosplayers this weekend, or yesterday actually, cosplaying. I actually moved to Dallas for about 3 months and directed that show. And lived in a hotel and directed Judy Tyson. And since then, back in LA, I've directed some of Twin Star Exorcist and a couple of other things that I've been directing, more of that. I would be remiss not to mention my Star Trek series. If you're not a Star Trek fan, look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what's wrong with me? Why? Star Trek is my childhood passion. When I was a little boy, I ate, slept, and breathed that show. So about 5 years ago, I started a web series where I brought a bunch of my friends together and we got to play Star Trek and make more episodes just like the original series back in the 60s. Many of you may not know this, but the original series was canceled, like abruptly, for no reason. It was canceled in its 3rd year, but it was supposed to be a 5-year mission, right? Remember Captain Kirk at the beginning used to say, please vote the Starship Enterprise. It's a 5-year mission. Well, they didn't get to do 5 years. And the next time you saw any of those characters was in Star Trek The Motion Picture, which was like 10 years later. And by then, all of the characters had gone their own way, and a lot of things had happened, but we thought, wouldn't it be neat to pick up where the original series left off and finish right where the motion picture begins. Return the Enterprise to Earth, finish the 5-year mission of the Enterprise, and that's exactly what we did. It's online and it's free to watch. Free. Let me repeat that. Free to watch at StarTrekContinues.com. Okay? And tell your friends, tell your parents, I bet they're Star Trek fans, and let them know about StarTrekContinues.com. We have 11 full-length episodes. Promise, Winry? Maka? Promise? Awesome. Several of you came yesterday to see the episode here yesterday. It was a part 1, so hopefully you go home and watch part 2. Let's see, what else am I working on? I don't know, just doing what I can do, and voice work and directing work and coming to events to see you guys. So we're gonna have a little question and answer time. And who's got a question? Yes, sir. We'll let you start. Wait a minute, we want everybody to hear. Hold on. In fact, that's what that microphone is for, isn't it? Yeah. If you have a question, go ahead and step up to that microphone.
Actually, Miss Mignogna, one of the things I do want to say is, you are my hero. You are the reason why I became an actor in the first place. Honestly, I just don't do a lot, and I'm sorry, I'm shaking, sir. I wish it was something else other than McKenna.
That's an awesome name! Give it up for McKenna!
Woo!
Look at all these people, they love your name.
Oh my god!
Just made his day. Did you have a question? First of all, let me say thank you, okay? Because I want to tell you something, McKenna. When I started doing what I was doing almost 20 years ago, it never occurred to me that I would ever get to meet a lot of wonderful people, or that I would ever get to play characters in shows that people enjoyed, or that moved them in some way, or maybe helped them in some way, or encouraged them, very much like Star Trek did for me, right? So to hear that means the world to me, McKenna. Thank you, my friend. Do you have a question for me?
Yes, I do, actually. Well, one big one and one small thing. One, do you still plan to continue as, what's his name, Fairy Tale? Oh, I'm excited to see what's Mark do.
It was awesome. He was a lot of fun. You a fairy tale fan?
Oh, I love it. In a way, I try to study so I can try and be a voice actor in Fairy Tale, but it's coming out soon, so get working.
Well, you know what? Thank you, McKenna. Thank you. No,
Oh my god!
but you can give me a hug.
Oh.
Thank you. You know, I had so much fun with that fairy tale character, but I don't think he's coming back. I think is he dead? Did he get killed?
No, I don't think so.
I think he got killed. Yeah.
That's tall.
No. Step on up really close.
I was wondering, how did you get into voice acting? Like, how did you start your career?
Awesome question. I know a lot of you guys are interested in voice acting. A lot of you interested in voice acting?
Yes. Yes.
I was very lucky. I've been acting since I was very young. And, hey, I got a great idea. All of you guys in line, have a seat on the floor.
Okay.
So I can see everybody.
Cool.
Awesome. See, then when it's your turn.
Sure.
I've been acting since I was very young, doing a lot of theater and a lot of stage work. And about 20 years ago, a friend of mine in Houston, Texas, I was working on a video, and he said to me, "You got a lot of acting experience, don't you?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "You should go and audition for this place. They buy these Japanese animated shows, they dub them in English, and they're looking for actors." Now, at that time, anime was very small. So it was not as big and as expansive as it is now. So I went and auditioned, and it was a tiny little studio in Houston, and I got cast to play Vega in Street Fighter 2. And I thought it was just kind of a one-time thing. But a couple of weeks later, they called me and they said, "Hey, you want to come be in another anime?" I'm like, "Sure." Now, what's funny, you guys, is that I loved anime when I was young. I just didn't know it was anime. You know, I used to watch Speed Racer. I love Speed Racer. Exactly. You know what this guy just said? Speed Racer was anime?
Yes, it is.
Heck yes, it was. Kimber the White Lion. Remember that show?
Yes.
You mean
Never
the
heard of
Lion
it.
King?
I know it's
Yeah. Remember Lion King? Yeah, same thing.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like Lion King. Okay.
Where do you think they got the name Simba from?
I watched it all the time and I loved it. And I knew that it was different, but I didn't know why. It didn't look like Scooby-Doo. You know what I mean? The acting didn't sound like Bugs Bunny. It was different. It was different, but I liked it. I didn't find out until many years later that those shows that I enjoyed so much were actually anime. And next thing you know, I was voice acting anime. I was very lucky. I was very fortunate to get an opportunity, back when it was very small. It's a lot more difficult nowadays. So, but I was very, very lucky. That's how I started. Thank you, sweetie. Yes, sir. Yes, you may. So, yes, sir.
I probably know the answer to this already, I'm just curious. Who's the favorite? Who's your favorite? What's your favorite anime that you had to voice act for?
You guys, for the longest time, I tried to be very diplomatic. If this cute little Maka cosplayer came up to me and said, "Who's your favorite character you ever played?" I'd be like, "Oh, Dead Scythe? Your dad?" Of course. You know, and if Winry would come up, or somebody from Vampire Night cosplaying as, or you know, whatever, Ruby, I always try to be very diplomatic because I want to say things that you guys will enjoy.
But I'm not cosplaying.
But you're not cosplaying. Well, no, this is all practice. So I used to do that until something very important happened in my life, and that was the last episode of Brotherhood. And when that last episode of Brotherhood came up, and I realized that we were about to record, that I was about to record the final lines that I would probably ever say as Edward Elric, I got pretty emotional about it. And I came to terms with the fact that I loved that show so much. And I was so proud to be a part of such an amazing show and play such a really great character. You know, he was just a wonderful character. I've often told people you could spend 20 or 30 years as a voice actor and never get a chance to play a character like Ed. I mean, just a great role. And so after that, I started telling everybody, yeah, I kind of have to say, Full Metal Alchemist is probably the best thing I ever did.
Did you think it was short-lived?
Just a little bit.
What about the live
But
action
Tamaki
film?
is a very close second place. I must tell you. I love Laura as well.
What do you think of the
yeah, I have to
movie?
say Full Metal. Yes, sir.
What?
You asked about that.
Yeah, that's
Hello, I'm
what I
Percival, first the G.
I have a silly
First of all, kind of like sentiments of a lot of people, you're a huge role model to me. I love that you come every year. You are actually what makes Colossal, you're a big part of what makes Colossalcon awesome.
Thank you, man. I love you for that. Thank
I've
you.
been coming since
second
2011. I've met you every year, except the year you didn't show up.
Yeah, there was that.
And I've just loved anime for so long, discovered it similar way you did, and it's always awesome seeing you. My question is there, if all the work you've done and all the cool stuff you've gotten to do, is there a particular type of character you've always wanted to do, but have yet to have the chance to do it?
Well, no, actually, after 20 years, you probably you've gotten to play most every kind of character. So there isn't anything that I haven't gotten the chance to do. There are certainly anime series that I would love to have been a part of. There are some really great anime series out there. Death Note, I would love to have been a part of Death Note. It was a great show. Inuyasha was a great show. Here's the sad part. You want to hear something really sad? It's really sad. Both of those shows I was supposed to be a part of. And then they hired a company in Canada to dub the series. And one of the deals, you see, one of the reasons that a studio in Canada can get an American company to dub their show there is because they give them a bunch of deals, right? They give them a bunch of price breaks. They say, okay, hey, it's going to cost you $80 an hour at a studio in LA. We'll give you a studio for $50 an hour. And when you go across a whole anime series, that adds up to a lot of money. But one of the trade-offs is you can only use Canadians. You have to hire Canadian actors, Canadian engineers. You have to use our people to do it. So unfortunately, I was supposed to be in both of those shows, but they ended up being dubbed in Canada, and so there were no American voice actors in them. But you know what? I shouldn't really dwell on that because I've gotten to play so many really great, be part of so many great anime series. No, I don't know that there's anything I haven't done yet. I was going to say I haven't played a woman yet, but that wouldn't be true either.
Have you auditioned for Kale?
No. No, I have not auditioned for... Is she Broly?
Yes, girl Broly.
No. I wish Broly would come into the Prime Universe. I do desperately wish he would.
Are you sure you want that shirt on your vocal cords?
Oh, why not? Thank you, man. Thank you. Yes, my dear. Question?
So I'm a musician.
musician, and I love you as a musician.
Oh, thank
you're
you.
so amazing.
Thank you.
Especially your cover of the end song from Oran.
Oh yeah. That was
And
good.
I was wondering, it's a really big favor, would you sing a song with me?
Oh my gosh, what song do you want to sing?
We can sing one from Oran.
Do you know them?
Yes.
Guilty Beauty Love.
Okay,
Yes.
come over here. Wait, grab that microphone. Just pull it off like you're a superstar. Okay, you ready? Oh no, uh-oh, it's turning into a TV show now.
I want to see that.
Okay, I'm gonna start, and
Oh, we're
when I pause, you
recording
pick
this.
it up. You ready? I run and run 1,000 miles,
And I am barely breathing.
only the fuel of a restless heart.
Keeps his body strong and moving forward. But could it be I found a place to rest? How far until I'm okay? Trees of the time reveal the time has come once again to shift our shade and colors. The world always changes. Always remain through all the pain, believing who we are right here and now. Raise one hand to the sky, raise them both up the high, and you'll cut through the darkness, make it go. The time to start is now, and I can show you how. Start with me, and the world will be even bigger than ever before.
I am never singing again. She's singing everything.
Please tell me you're going to be at karaoke tonight.
Great job. Amanda, do you have a question? This is my friend Amanda, and I know her name because I've seen her 8 bazillion times.
Yeah, 9 years ago.
9 years in a row. Oh my gosh. What's your question, my dear?
Well, I got 2 for you.
Just pick one. We have a lot of people.
All right. So can you tell us some of your? No, wait, no. What was it like working on the heroic legend of Arslan?
Oh my gosh, Arslan? Has anyone seen The Heroic Legend of Arslan? Yeah, it was a cool show. You know what I remember about Arslan is my character is named Silver Mask, I think. And he had this mask on half of his face, right? And it reminded me a lot of Phantom of the Opera. Right? But the same thing happened in Phantom of the Opera when the mask came off. It was like, wait a minute, that's what you were covering? Remember Phantom of the Opera in the movie?
Mm-hmm.
You would
Yep.
expect him to be like all hideous, right?
Yeah.
And then the mask comes off, it looks like he has sunburn or something, you know? It's like, what? Really? And it was the same with my guy. When when his mask finally came, I'm like, oh, look, he's got a cut. You know, and I was kind of bummed out. I was hoping it would be really grotesque.
I actually found it like really funny, like being that it's a Hirama Arakawa art style, and both you and Aaron got to be in it.
Yes, that was very
May
cool.
I get a hug?
Of course, come here. Thank you, my dear.
I will see
Thank
you
you,
guys.
sweetie. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Okay, so my question has to do with one of your greatest sports. When you directed live action for the 2009 Sakura-Con commercial, where is Garugamesh guy now?
Not enough people even know what you're talking about right now, do you?
I don't.
Do you know about Gilgamesh? Gilgamesh? Okay, so, was that 2009?
Yeah.
So for the Sakura-Con convention in Seattle in 2009, they asked me if I would do a commercial, make a commercial for them. So I said, send me a list of all the things you want the commercial to promote. And they would say, anime, gaming, Smile DK, cosplay, and one of the things they wanted to promote was Garugamesh. So I had, in our commercial, we shot it at a sushi bar. And we had all these different people sitting at the sushi bar, and each one of them loved a different one of the things. And there was this one kid who was supposed to jump up and go, Garugamesh! And he did, and I didn't think anything about it, until the next thing I know, the Sakura-Con people actually contacted me and said, can you put us in touch with the Garugamesh kid? And I was like, why? And they said, because it's like viral. People are going crazy for the Garugamesh kid. And I never understood why. I didn't quite get it. What? Can you explain it to me? Why was it such a thing?
Because honestly, I just like the whole commercial, like, the entire thing is great, and he's just the one thing everyone knows. I just love the whole I love Japan, I love sushi, I love Japan, and period. The tea ceremonies, J-Rock, Garugamesh, and anime.
Everybody remembered
and
Garugamesh,
manga.
and I can't understand why. The year before, you guys, the year before that for SakuraCon, they asked me to do a commercial for that as well. And that was a really fun one. I have to tell you about it because I thought it was a really good one. You know, when you come to an anime convention, you can cosplay and dress really cool and wear whatever you like. And, you know, the rest of the year, like if you were out in the world the other 362 days of the year, and you walked into some store cosplaying, everybody in their normal clothing would look at you kind of weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my idea was, and it was Seattle, right? So what's in Seattle? Starbucks.
Oh.
So they're in this coffee shop, and this girl walks in, this cosplayer walks in, and she walks up to the counter. She's in cosplay, and she starts to order, and all of a sudden, all of the talking in the place stops. And she turns around and everybody in the coffee shop is just staring at her. Like, why are you dressed so weird? And then the narrator comes on and says, wouldn't it be great if for just one weekend, things could be different? And the screen flips and a normal guy in a business suit walks up to the counter and starts to order a coffee, and suddenly it's quiet and he turns around and everybody in the place is in cosplay. And suddenly he's the odd man out, you know what I mean? So I really enjoy this. Thanks for the question. I haven't heard Garugamesh in a long time. Yes, sir.
All right. First off, I apologize for the strain this is going to put on your voice, but...
Well, you don't have to apologize because I may not do it.
Okay, get that water right. I want to hear Broly say, that's hot.
Broly says that's hot?
Yes, he does, in the Abridged series.
No, well, oh, that doesn't count. Who's the guy that does Broly in the Abridged series? Anybody know?
I'm not sure, actually.
If I could, we would call him.
And then he goes like, that's hot. So, yeah.
What you just did was great. Okay, this is a message for the kid that does Broly. You're recording video right now, right?
Yeah.
This is a message for the kid that does Broly in the Abridged series. You're a star. I want you to do That's Hot. Come to a convention and show me how you do That's Hot so that I can do it as Broly, okay? Yes?
This is a question about a video game. If there was an anime version of the Super Mario Brothers series, which character would you like to voice as?
Super Mario Brothers?
Yes.
I like to be Luigi. Why not? He's Italian too. I'll play any Italian.
Well,
Italian, I'll play him.
Well, so is Mario.
Yeah, but I'm good friends with Charles Martinet, who voices Mario, so I would never want to take Charles' name. Of course, I think he voices Luigi too.
Yes, he does.
Well, darn it. Okay, sorry, Charles. I'm going to play all your roles. But that's okay. Thanks, man.
Yep.
Come up here, my dear, my darling daughter. Hello. This girl catches a football right here. What's your question, my dear?
If Mako was to join Mustang's army of miniskirts, would Spirit let her?
Absolutely not! Don't do that to your father! Your dad loves you so much. Hurt me like that, my God.
I have a favor.
You have a favor?
Yes.
Wait a minute, first you're going to join the miniskirt army, and now you have a favor? Oh no, there's more!
And I bought her ticket. Will you see her?
Wait a minute, her birthday is next weekend and you bought her ticket? Oh, Daddy's so proud. I raised a good daughter. What's your name? Sarah. Sarah, I'm going to embarrass you now. Good. Do it, please. that. Where's your chair? Is that your chair right there? Stand on it. Sarah is not afraid. She is not. She's a thespian. Okay, everybody, we are going to sing to Sarah. Happy birthday to Sarah. Don't forget her name. When it gets to that point, don't be like that. Birthday, dear. What was her name? Sarah. You ready?
Sarah.
Here we go.
Happy birthday to you.
Sarah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sarah. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Question? Yes, my dear. Step on up here. Short is the new tall. Nothing wrong with being short. Come close, come up here.
So when you're voice acting, like for example, if you're doing Ed
This is me helping you. Get up close. You see what I'm doing? Do that.
Okay. So
Listen. Be nice to it. Make it your friend. See? I'm trying to help her.
when you're doing a voice, like for example, like Ed, when you're doing like a really like angry voice, so like when he yells, or if you're doing like a really emotional scene, like there's like sadness going on. Do you mentally prepare yourself, or physically, or both? Like how does that work out?
That's a great question. Thank you.
I've had that question for a while.
I'm glad you asked. For the most part, every company that dubs anime, it costs them money to dub anime, right? You all understand that, right?
Yep.
It costs money to hire actors, and write scripts, and rent a studio, and hire an engineer, and do all of that. So the quicker you can do the job, the better, right? You wanna spend as little as you have to making it, so that when you sell it, you can make a profit, so you can make more, right? So a voice actor doesn't really have a chance to prepare. Let me prepare mentally for this emotional moment. You just have to do it and sound emotional. If you were in theater, how many of you have ever done a stage play? Right? You get the opportunity to do that, right? You rehearse the show. You study your role, you learn your lines, and then you go to the studio, you go to the theater early, and you sit in the dressing room, and you psych yourself into that character, and you get yourself mentally and emotionally prepared. But you don't have that kind of time as a voice actor. So you need to be able to call on those emotions, or at least the sound of those emotions, very quickly. Now I will tell you a little secret though, when we dubbed Full Metal, I loved that show so much that by the time we got like no more than 8 or 10 episodes in, I was just fully invested in Ed and his relationship with Al and Winry and his dad taking off and all of that stuff. Losing his mom. So after about the 8th episode, I started getting very emotional myself. It didn't take me long. I would turn a page and read a scene that was heartbreaking, and watch it on screen and feel the emotion welling up inside me. And a lot of those scenes in Full Metal, I was actually very, very, genuinely moved in those moments. But a voice actor doesn't have the chance to do that. You don't have time to do that. You don't have time to mentally, give me a minute to prepare. Nah, you gotta go. And if it doesn't sound right, the director will tell you, right? If the director says, okay, in this scene you're distraught and you're very sad, you're very upset, and you try to work yourself into that and do the best you can, and the director says, okay, that was a little too much. Or he'll give you some feedback, or we need more. But time is always of the essence. In almost any business, you know what I mean? Time is, you've heard the old adage, right? Time is money. Because when you're making something to try to pay bills and and sell for profit to make more, we have to do it efficiently and quickly. And that's just part of the business side of a creative thing, you know? Thank you, sweetie. Great question. You may. Yes, my dear. Step on up.
So, I just wanted to know, when you're not voice acting, what do you like to do?
Voice act. You know what? Honestly, I'll tell you what. I am one of the luckiest people in the world. You know why? Because I get to do things that I love and actually make a living at it. I would wish that for all of you. The things that I would be doing anyway, I do. For instance, whether it's recording music, or voice acting, or going to events, or right now I'm working on an audiobook, and it's a book about something that I like very, very much, and I enjoy doing it. I would probably do it anyway. You know what I mean? So I'm very, very blessed that I get to do things that I love, and I hope you guys will look for those kind of things in your life as well. I hope you'll look for things that give you joy, that you enjoy doing. And let me just say, you don't have to make millions of dollars. If you get to do something you enjoy, and you can pay your bills, you're a very blessed individual. Don't feel like you've got to always be reaching for money and trying to grab the big payday thing. If you like mowing grass, and you can get paid to mow grass, you're a blessed person. Do you realize that? I mean, it doesn't have to be something fancy and creative and famous or anything. It could be as simple as fixing. How many of you guys in here are really good at engines and fixing cars, working on cars? Anybody? Yeah, man, you just like doing it, right? So imagine if somebody would pay you to do that, right? That's awesome. What a great deal is that, right? How many of you draw? A lot of you. Now, put your hands down, and I'm going to ask you a follow-up question. How many of you only draw when somebody pays you? Exactly. You know why? Because it's something you love to do. You would do it regardless. You would do it no matter what. So find those things that you have a skill at, that you enjoy doing, and look for ways to make a little money out of it. Because if you pay your bills and, got some clothes and some food to eat, you are blessed. Blessed. Thank you, sweetie.
Thank you.
Yes. You look awesome.
Thank you.
Come on up here. Yes, my dear.
I just want to say that, Spirit was actually the first person I ever cosplayed.
Ooh, really? Nice.
And you're actually what got me into anime.
Really? Yeah, thank you, my dear. I'm honored. I'm honored, truly.
But I was just wondering, who's your favorite character from Full Metal Alchemist other than Ed, as a person?
Oh, definitely Alphonse. I'll tell you what, you guys, I'm an only child. So I always wanted to have a little brother. And Full Metal offered me the opportunity. And you know what? Little Alphonse, oh my gosh, Aaron Dismuke, who played Alphonse, he was actually 12 years old.
Really?
When we recorded Full Metal, he was actually a little kid. And he was the cutest little kid. And I just fell in love with this kid. And he would come to conventions like this, and we would sign together, but he was so young, like his mom would bring him. So he was here with his mom. And I have some of the greatest memories. I remember being in Toronto with Aaron, and we were signing autographs together, and there was this huge line of people waiting for autographs. And it was Aaron, and then it was me, right? So they would come down with their Full Metal stuff, and he would sign, and then I would sign. But there was only one problem. Aaron was just learning cursive.
Oh.
So here's how he was signing his name. A-A-R-O. And I was sitting beside him going, for the love of God, Aaron! With 400 people in line, please. So we went to dinner one night at one of those places. like Spaghetti Factory. They have the butcher paper and they give you crayons. You know those kind of places? And you can like draw and stuff. So we're sitting at this restaurant, me and Aaron and his mom, a couple of people from the convention, and Aaron says to me, "Can you show me how to write my name really fast?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be a good big brother." And he literally took crayons, and I'm like, "Okay, do this, instead of doing A, do like a heartbeat, like do that kind of A." And he would go, and then I'd be like, "Then just trail after it. You don't need to write R-R-O-N, just go A." And so I start talking to everybody else, and he's sitting over here practicing. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen. I love that kid so much. And you know what? Now he's like 6'7", and he's gone from brother to brother. And you know what? But you know what? Even after Full Metal was over, like I would go to Dallas to record at Funimation, and he would call me and go, "Dude, can I take you for a ride in my car? I got my license." And he would come up to Funimation and pick me up, and we'd tool around in his new car. And I'm like, "This is my baby brother. He's driving now." And then he would wreck the car. And his mom would get him a new one, and he would wreck that one. He's not a good driver, but not sure why. But yeah, Alphonse is definitely my second favorite character, because I felt like I had a baby brother, you know, I felt like I had a little kid brother. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Do you mind if I can have a hug and a picture? Okay, sorry.
Seriously?
Oh, sorry.
Hello.
I was just gonna ask.
Come closer.
I was gonna ask, what was it like recording on the set of Full Alchemist, like with all the actors and everything?
I am so glad you asked that question, because you may be in for a very big surprise. How many of you never knew? I'm so glad you asked this, because a lot of people don't realize this. How many of you did not know that we do not record at the same time? Put your hand up if you thought we all got together and recorded at the same time. We don't. We record alone. You know why? Because the animation is already finished. And to get 4 or 5 people in a room and get them all to match the mouth movements of every line of it, that's never going to happen. You could never do it. Somebody's going to mess up, and then you got to start over. So they decided early on that when they dub anime, you would have to do one actor at a time. You would focus on that actor's lines, and then another actor would come in after him and do his lines. It's very different from what they call prelay. Prelay is Family Guy, Simpsons, that kind of stuff. What they do with that is they bring all the actors in, and the actors all sit around in a circle with mics in front of themselves, and each actor, and they have the script, and they basically do like a radio play. They perform the scene all together. And then the director takes the recorded audio and gives it to the animators. And the animators animate the character's mouth and the actions to the actor's vocal performance. Now that's what an anime voice actor calls a dream. Because that would be so much easier, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
If you could just perform the line the way you wanted to. But one of the biggest challenges of voice acting is you have to give a believable performance while at the same time you're matching the mouth movements. Some people can do one, and some people can do the other, but to do them both at the same time is a lot trickier than you might think. Because they'll have weird little pauses in the middle, or they'll do something, you know, weird. You may have wanted to say the line a certain... I'll give you a perfect example. Do you remember at the end of Full Metal Brotherhood, when Ed and Win rear the train, right? Now, before I saw the scene, now remember how emotional I was, right? Knowing that this was the end of Full Metal Alchemist. Before I recorded the scene, I read the scene, And I hadn't seen it yet. I'd not seen the video yet, the animation. And I had it in my mind how I wanted to say when Ed goes, equivalent exchange. I'll give you 50% of my life, and you give me 50, whatever the line is, right? I read it, and I had it in my mind how I wanted to perform it. And then they played the animation. And Ed went like this. Remember that? And I was like, oh, the way I wanted to do it's never gonna work. So it ended up having to be, equivalent exchange, right? Like he's all nervous to say this to women. Point being, when you're an anime voice actor, you have to match the character, the animation, and do the lines at the same time. It gets tricky. Thank you, sweetie.
Thank you.
Step on up here, sir. What is your question? How are we doing on time, Aubrey? Yes, sir.
10 minutes, okay. Well, when to start? I'm so nervous even after.
That's okay, man.
Even after 2 years.
It's okay. What's your question? Do you have a question?
My question would have to be dealing with voice acting in general, because I'm really wanting to get into it. Well, a lot of people.
Sure. What is your question?